everyone, welcome back to another inspiration video using beautiful products from Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be creating this project that you can see here today using the wonderful coffee cup card die. This is an oldie but a goodie. I've had this in my stash for a really long time. I reach for it often and it is just a really great die that you will reach for again and again, I guarantee it. Then I'm going to pair that with the adorable Heart Hugs die set. This is just a wonderful die set that was released a while back, and it's just so sweet and perfect for really any season of the year, but really great too for Valentine's Day. I'm going to use the brand new Scattered Hearts layering stencil. This was released with the Perfect Match collection. And I'm going to use some pattern paper pads. I'm going to use the Happy Hearts and Gingham Happy Hearts pads for some of the accents for my projects. Now I'm starting out with the die cut piece that's the inside of the front of the card, and this card can be used as a shaker card. It's actually perfect for that. And I'm using the Scattered Hearts stencil with some Distress Oxide inks in Kitsch Flamingo and Spun Sugar. And so you're just going to see me here using those two colors as I use the two layering stencils together just to create this really soft pink background. Now this is the adorable bear that's part of the Heart Hugs die set. I did die cut him from or her from some craft cardstock, and I'm using some brushed corduroy to add some extra color. The great thing about starting with a colored cardstock is you already have a base of color, and then you can go in and just add the detail color. So then I'm switching over to some walnut stain, and I'm just going to use also a fine detail brush from Waffle Flower to create that line between kind of like the chin of the bear and the body. And so you'll just see me going in here with that walnut stain just to deepen that definition between the two parts of the bear. And then that's going to leave the head just a little bit lighter than the body. I'm going to go in a little bit later with some scorched timber, but for now I'm going to leave the brown parts. I'm going to go in with a couple of different colors of pink. I believe this is Kitsch Flamingo, and then I'm going to top that with some picked raspberry just to add some details to the cheeks. And this is one of those Waffle Flower detail brushes as well. Honeybee also has really great detail brushes, so make sure you check those out in the shop as well. This is that picked raspberry, which is just a little bit darker. I'll just deepen up the center of that pink area just to create that little bit of variation of color between the two pinks, and that's just going to add that little bit more detail to our sweet little bear. Now I'm going to add the die cut pieces to the eyes and nose. I die cut the eyes from black cardstock and the nose from a dark brown, and I'm just going to use a pick-me-up tool here to grab those little pieces and drop them into place on my sweet little die cut bear here. So I'm going to get those placed, and once I've got those ready to go, the face of that bear is going to be almost complete and ready for our card front. I love the sweet little critters that are part of that Heart Hugs die set. There's a little fox and a little hedgehog. So many sweet little bits that are part of that set. Now the coffee cup card die set also includes this piece here, which is a frame for your front of your card for your shaker element. This die set is so easy to use. If you love to create shakers, this is a great one to get because it really makes it super simple to put this together. Now I'm just using some double-sided tape in 1/8 of an inch all the way around the inside of that frame. And then what I'll do is take the backer off of that double-sided tape and I will stick it onto a piece of acetate. So I'm just pressing that down, burnishing that down really well, so that it is really on there, stuck on there well. And once I've got that release paper off, like I said, I'll just take that and add it onto a piece of acetate. Now you can see over to the left, I have die cut out the card base, and that card base die cuts all in one piece using that die, which is wonderful. And you instantly have your cup-shaped card base with that die, so that's perfect. And then of course, this is going to be our shaker topper. I'm just going to take some scissors and I'm going to just loosely, roughly cut around that acetate. And then I'll just take those same scissors and cut right up against the edge of the cardstock, just underneath the edge of the cardstock. And I'm cutting away the excess acetate. Now I'm going to take some really thin strips of foam adhesive, and I'm going to add those all the way around the perimeter of my cup. And once I take the release paper off of that, it'll be ready to add to my project. So I'm going to take that piece of cardstock that I die cut out when I die cut the frame and stenciled. This is our stenciled piece. I'm going to just go ahead and add that to our card front. And that's going to provide some detail, as well as our shaker mix, obviously, to the front of our card. So I'll just adhere that down with my honeybee glue. And now I'm just going to take a shaker mix from my stash. By the way, if you don't know, Honeybee does have their own shaker mixes. They sell out really, really fast. So when there's a release, make sure that you go immediately into the shop and grab those shaker mixes, because they sell out very, very quickly and they're always awesome. So I'm just spreading my shaker mix out a little bit so that it's not all clumped up in the center, and that way it's going to move around when I add it, when I add the topper. And I'm just adding glue to the bottom part because I'm going to add the bottom first, just in case I need to wiggle it around. But honestly, this piece fits exactly around the bottom. So you just line it up at the bottom and it's going to be in exactly the right spot. So like I said, this die set is super, super easy to use. My Honeybee thought of everything when they designed this. It is perfect for creating a really easy shaker card. And there are dies that are part of this that you can also include for adding a gift card to the inside as well, if you would like. Now, I did use some of the other dies from Heart Hugs to die cut some hearts out of my pattern paper. So you can see that I've got 3 hearts here. I've got a couple of larger hearts and then a smaller one. And I'm going to add those to the hands of the sweet little bear. So what's really cool about that Heart Hug set is the little critters have the hands cut away so that they can hold a heart or whatever it is that you want to put into their hands, a coffee cup, whatever. So they're super sweet. So I've got that glued into place. And now I'm taking some scorched timber, Distress Oxide ink, and I'm just adding that around the edges of the bear just to add that extra detail and definition to our sweet little bear. And I think that this just really, really finishes him off perfectly. It just draws your eye in towards the center of the bear and really defines the outer edge. And actually, I think I just go right over top of the little ears and make the ears completely dark brown. And I'm just going to rub that on with this brush and just complete that. So now I've got the topper for the cup die cut from some pattern paper, again from one of those paper pads I mentioned at the beginning. Just using my Honeybee liquid adhesive, and I'm going to go ahead and glue our cup topper onto the spot there at the top. So that just lines up perfectly, obviously, with the edge of the cup. I'll line that up and give that a really good press. And I like the contrast of that striped paper with the dot and the plaid. So just a few coordinating papers in that they're all the same color family, but they're different patterns. Now I did want to take some twine from my stash. So I've got kind of like a jute twine, and I've got a variegated twine that's red and pink and white. And I've just tied that around the top in a double strand. So it's a double knot, it's a double bow, a double strand of twine. And now I'm just going to take my sweet little bear and add that into place on the front of the card. So really looking cute. I love that bear as an embellishment. I think it's really sweet. And I'm going to use some of the extra little hearts that I die cut to embellish as well. I've taken a glue dot and I've added that to the back of this little plaid heart. So add that to the center of the knot up at the top there. And it's going to take me a few seconds here to get that stuck into place. I give that a really good press. And that's going to sit down on that little bow. I'll just zhuzh that bow a little bit and get that going the way that I want it. And I think I do eventually move the twine on the right side down to the bottom. You can see in the still shots. This is a really great sentiment. It's called Love You Friend. There are 12 different sentiments or 12 different stamps in this set, and there is a coordinating die set. It is a terrific set for a lot of different occasions, and I love that so much. The sentiment that I chose is "You have a special place in my heart," which I thought coordinated so nicely with the theme of this card. I'm going to use a little bit of foam tape on the back of that die cut piece and add that into place. You can see there that I've just stamped that with some black ink. And that's going to basically finish off my card today, friends. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you were inspired. And make sure you check out the description box below for links to the different products I've used today. Friends, I will see you again next week. Have an amazing day. Take care and stay well.